Hi, let's explore the chart of accounts. I want to give you my working definition of what the chart of accounts is, as well as where the chart of accounts lives. That is, where you see it, where it shows up and comes to life, primarily in three farm financial statements. And to start, it's helpful to think of the chart of accounts as being all about organizing information in a way that tells a meaningful story about your farm's finances. And this organization, this structure, is really helpful for making good decisions. Now, for sure, profitability and farm success isn't guaranteed just by good organization. But I'm hoping to show that farm financial statements can be used as tools for agency in making decisions, and that the chart of accounts is like a scaffolding for these financial tools. So, my working definition of the chart of accounts is it's basically a list of all the different accounts used to organize all the financial components that make up your farm business. And you see it here in columns A and B. This list is structured with major headings or categories in column A, which then have the accounts organized within them, column B. And the major categories include your bank accounts, your assets, and your liabilities. And most of these accounts show up on your balance sheet. Then, scrolling down, there's your income accounts, your cost of goods sold, and all of your expense accounts. And finally, there'll be other income and other expenses. Now, as you can see, the chart of accounts can be quite a long list. Most farms, there can be as many as 60 or 70 accounts or more. No two farms are the same, and neither are their chart of accounts. Different enterprises or market channels and the size of the farm, these all affect the number and type of accounts. So there is great variability from farm to farm, and your chart of accounts will be unique to your farm. And as I said, I see the chart of accounts as the structure for your financial tools. And these are tools that you use. They're great diagnostic tools for understanding and seeing the health or well being of your farm. To show you what I mean, let's look at where the chart of accounts shows up. This slide shows how the list, that is, your chart of accounts, gets split up across several of your common financial reports. Some of it will live in your income statement, and some of those accounts, will live in your balance sheet. And some of them cross over or are seen together in a cash flow projection. In general, the accounts that you find in the income statement and cash flow projections show you your income in relation to your expenses, while the accounts that you find in the balance sheet show you what you have, your assets, what you owe, your liabilities, and from that, what you've retained as equity, your assets minus your liabilities. So the chart of accounts shapes how these financial statements look and how clearly the information they contain can be understood. Let's jump to a specific example. Here's a chart of accounts from Entropy Farm, a small diversified vegetable operation. And this slide shows the main categories of accounts, often called parent accounts, underlined in bold, which then all have their children accounts nestled underneath them. And this slide also shows where the accounts are going to be seen, column B. And as I scroll down, notice again how the list, that is, the chart of accounts, gets split up. Pieces of it live in varying places. You won't see accounts like your long term assets or your long term liabilities on an income statement, and you won't see income or expense accounts on your balance sheet. But you do see a few crossovers like your bank accounts and parts of your current loan liabilities on both a balance sheet and a cash flow projection. And as I see it, why all of this is important is to know where to look to extract meaning from all of this structure. so that it can tell you the story about the financial health, the strengths, and vulnerabilities of your farm. And this is a story that you want to have told to you often in clear, comprehensible ways so that you can make decisions based on what the story is telling you and to change the story as needed to shape what you want the next chapter to look like. As a navigational tool, the chart of accounts can basically help you trace your financial activities so you know where you are and what you can do. As an example, as a beginning farmer, I used to just drop expense receipts into a big envelope mixed in with all the other receipts, which then only saw the light of day at tax time. But then, about 10 years in, I learned how to record each one in an expense account in my chart of accounts, and how that information could then readily show up in a report, like the income statement. And in relation to other activities, I could realize and recognize certain realities that I hadn't seen before, and then be able to ponder different scenarios. Like, wow, looks like we spent so much on fertilizer and soil amendments this year, way more than last year. I wonder why that is. Or if we upgraded our website this winter, we got better customer interface and photos, I think we could see our online sales go up. As I have come to realize, navigating my farm's changing needs really benefited from this good organization. And in the end, I think that's the role of the chart of accounts. It can help structure and guide you on a path towards meeting your expectations for success, however you define that. So thanks for watching. This video is one in a series of farm financial topics that cover the chart of accounts, as well as cash flow projections and unit cost analysis spreadsheets. I hope that you look those up, check the links below for more information.